All right, Shalom. First off, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, the teacher rule well, laboring 100% doctrine, how I learn this truth from according to the Bible. I'm the Akim Ha'amayan. And Shalom to the hopeful elect, pushing his truth and our righteousness and the sincerity around the four winds of the earth, and to the sincere believers and the few Akwaf. Shalom. Lord willing, this be an edifying lesson. Two videos I want to play. The first one is right here. Say 10 years ago, Susan Cox Powell's kids blown up by husband, and this next one is teen sentenced to 100 years in prison for murdering his siblings. Man, this is Esau, Edom, man, so-called white man, which is the devil the Bible speaks of. And this is Psalm 17, verse 13, and it says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." Okay, and we're gonna go into that word wicked.
Strong's H 7563. Rasha, Rasha.
Okay, Rashad said, wicked criminal, guilty one guilty of crime, wicked, hostile to Yahweh, wicked, guilty of sin against Yahweh or man. And he's the slanderer, man, the false accuser, that profane person, Esau, man, outside the temple. Okay. Let me play this video. Lord willing, to be an edifying lesson. I don't plan on making it long, just get straight to the point and get ready for camp, Lord willing.
He blew up the house and the kids.
It was 10 years ago when the children of missing Utah mom Susan Cox Powell were killed when the house they were in exploded. Their killer, their father, Josh Powell, who was the only suspect in his wife's then 2-year disappearance.
I was like, what do you mean an explosion?
Kiersey Branaham Hellawell was Susan's best friend. She says she remembers this tragic day as if it were yesterday, getting a phone call with the devastating news.
The reporter on the other end said, "Hey, I really hate to tell you this, but there's been an explosion at Josh Powell's house. There's been a fire, and they're telling us that they found the body of an adult man and 2 boys." And I just started crying and screaming.
At the time, Josh was in a custody battle for 7-year-old Charlie and 5-year-old Braden. A social worker had just dropped the children off at Josh's house for a supervised visit when Josh locked her out of the house, according to the 911 call she made.
He just opened the door. The kids were 1 step ahead of me. They're 5 and 7. They were 1 step ahead of me, and he slammed the door in my face.
Hello, this is Josh. I'm calling to say goodbye.
Josh left this message for his family before he blew up the house with his boys and himself inside. The tragic events, along with the fact that Susan still hasn't been found, still weigh heavily on Kiersey.
Every time I do an activity that we love doing together, every time I love spending some time with my kids, and I just think, man, it's not fair. Susan should be here. She should be able to do this with her kids. I think about her many times a day.
But she says some good has come out of her friend's horrific story.
I can't even tell you how many women have messaged me to tell me, because of your friend Susan, myself and my children are safe today. Because we heard her story and we recognized that it was happening in our lives too, and we got out and we're safe today, because I am sure that we would have died if not for that. We need to look for the signs. We need to ask, how are you doing? Are you really okay? Read between the lines if needed, and just do all we can to make sure that more of these awful kinds of tragedies aren't carried out against women and children.
For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
Man, this man is not to be trusted. Esau Edom is not to be trusted. Second Esdras, chapter 4, Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach. I want to say 12 and 14. No, 12 and 10. They say, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so of his wickedness. That's Esau Edom. He's the enemy, the top chief enemy of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, verse 11, it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come not wild beast? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. Verse 16, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, which is your mind, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. And that's Esau Edom, man. Blowed up his children, man. This man is wicked. Is this the wicked, man? We get no more wicked than Esau Edom, bro. Like, no, not Proverbs. Job chapter 9 and verse 24. And it reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not. And who is he? It's Esau Edom, man. Let me get murderer from the beginning. Yeah, John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. Talking about Esau Edom. And Jake like this too, but Esau, this always been him. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak of a lie, he speak of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it, man. And he killed his brother, man. He got the spirit of Cain, because Cain killed his brother Abel, man. And that's Esau. Esau got that same spirit, man. Okay, Esau Edom. Okay. Play this video.
You know how you can connect doctors so they all view the same, somewhat brutal CT scans at the same time?
Nicholas Kedrowitz was 13 years old when he killed 2 children. Now he's sentenced to 100 years in prison for the crime.
I think this death rocked the community, and when you have the death of a young child, I mean, other than maybe a senior citizen who's more vulnerable, who's more innocent than a not even 1-year-old and a not even 3-year-old.
In 2018, Kedrowitz confessed to killing his 2 siblings a year earlier. 2-year-old half-sister Desiree McCartney and 11-month-old stepbrother Nathaniel Ritz. Both children died of suffocation less than 90 days apart. Kedrowitz told investigators he was, quote, freeing his siblings from hell. The teen was sentenced to 2 50-year terms, one for each sibling, that will run consecutively. This is Inside Edition Digital.
And this man wicked, man. And he's coming down with great wrath on Jake. So if he's doing this to his own people, it'll make you think he's going to care for Jake. He's not. Let me get Malachi 1 and verse 2. It say, I loved you, saith the Lord. How about Shema Shai? Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Said the Lord, yet I loved Jacob. And I hated Esau Edom, man, the so-called white man, which is the devil and the woman. And he laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Shah of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh Shah have indignation forever. And the Lord have indignation with them forever, man. The Lord hate Esau Edom, man. These people are wicked, man. These people are wicked. We have not known the depths of Satan, man. Okay? Spiritual wickedness in high places with these demons. These people perform all type of rituals and blood sacrifices, and they playing with the left hand spirits. And what they fail to realize is Yahweh Shema Shai gonna turn up on them, and them spirits gonna take over on them and kill them, though, man. Okay? Because we know he try to exalt himself to be like the Most High, but you are a man, man. You're not the Most High. And I'm gonna end the lesson off with second Esdras chapter 6 and verse, now I'm going to start at verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the part and the song of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And when he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac and Shalakia, and when he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, meaning of age, or his rulership is about the end. His rulership is about the end. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, man. We about to be set on high. They're going to start with the hopeful elect. Yahweh Shema Shai's remnant, man. Okay? So, with that being said, Yahweh Ratazah, was edified. I would like to close out this lesson by giving all glory, honor, and infinite praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that teach and rule well and labor in 100% doctrine. I learned this truth from according to the Bible. Shalom to the hopeful elect, pushing this truth in our righteousness and its sincerity around the four winds of the earth, and to the sincere believers in the few akwaf. Shalom. Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Abba Babal, Kwam Yasha Allah, Barak Kal Akim. Do not trust this wicked man. Okay? Shalom.